Alright, hi guys, Brad Draconis here. I'm going to show you how to build something today that's going to help you get rid of your carpal tunnel and other repetitive injuries, problems that you might have particularly from playing guitar is what we're focused on this. I have several different friends that have complained to me about, the more I practice, the more I do these repetitive arpeggios, sweep picking, tapping, all this stuff, the more my hand hurts and I gotta quit for a couple days. And there's several big time guitarists like Jeff Loomis that even said he had to quit for months at a time at one point because it seized up his hand. I get pain in my thumb and my palm of my hand, and just stuff that makes me have to quit for a couple days occasionally too. And then I stumbled upon this. It's called wrist curls is what the exercise itself is called. Now, I'm going to go through the list of what you're going to need to do this. You're going to need a power drill, whatever kind of power drill, it doesn't really matter. I have a 1/8 drill bit. I have a 13/64 drill bit. The reason the drill bit, those weird sizes, are mainly because they accommodate this cord here. The cord you're going to need a lighter of some kind. You're also going to need a pair of scissors. And last but not least, most importantly, you're going to need a dowel, kind of like this one here. This one, you can go a little longer or a little shorter depending on what you want. This one particularly is 16 inches long, and I don't know how thick it is, but gauge it by your hand. You don't want to be able to get your fingers all the way around it. If you can get your fingers all the way around it like that, it's too small. You should be able to just have a little gap, about a finger's width of gap between your finger and your palm when you're holding it. So mark off a spot about halfway through it. You want to get pretty much in the center as much as you can. So this thing's 16 inches. My mark's right at the 8-inch mark. And what else you'll need is something to use for weight. I use gallon jugs because, liquids work well for this. And gallon jugs in particular work well. Water weighs 8 pounds per gallon, and that's pretty good measurement. So what we're going to do is drill a hole right through the center. We do our pilot hole, as it's called. It really helps to do a pilot hole, so I do suggest doing it. That's why I have a smaller bit and a larger bit. The pilot hole basically helps us get the bigger hole straight. And so then you do your bigger hole. Make sure there's not a lot of splinters and stuff coming out of it. Okay. And dustpan. Okay. There you go. Drill your hole like so. Alright. And then take your cord that I mentioned before. You don't want too much, you don't want too little, but you're better off having too much than not enough, because you can always cut it down a little bit if there's too much. But as you know, adding more is pretty hard. So, melt your cord a little bit, keep it from fraying. Try not to light the whole thing on fire. We're not trying to make a candle out of it. Okay. You want to burn both ends. Melt them so that they don't fray. Okay, I made a couple of these so far today because I have a couple friends that need them. So, put your cord through a hole. The lighting in here is not optimal, so I apologize for that, but like I said before, this is a studio, not a woodworking shop. So just do an average knot, regular old knot, and do another one, double them up. And what I'm using is a square knot. You can look up square knot, see what it is. Pull on the end of it, on the long end, pull, tighten it, so it won't come loose on you. You got that. The way I gauge the length I want is you hold it out about where you'd want it. You want it right about at your shoulder height. So hold it out there, see how much extra you got. And if you got too much more than that, this is good. You want a little bit on the ground, but not too much. Okay, next what we do, make a loop about that big enough to fit your hand through. Okay. Okay. You don't need to put your hand through it, but about that big. But you're not going to need to put your hand through the loop. So don't worry. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. Tie a knot like so. You got that. You don't want a slip knot or anything that'll be adjustable. You just need that, like that. I'm going to show you why now. Like I was saying, you have your water bottle. I have a half gallon because that's just happens to be what I have. Usually I use other things because you can use anything for weight. Paint can, anything. Basically, what you're going to do is take your wrist curl device and you put the rope through the handle of your bottle. You put the handle for your wrist collar through your rope. Pull it, and you got your weight right there. I suggest to use gallon-sized bottles because physics of water weighs 8 pounds per gallon. So, like I said, this one's a little long. So just curl it up a little bit. Alright. So you want to start from about shoulder width. Arms should be about shoulder width apart, and you should have the stick right at your shoulder height. So what you're going to do is you're going to curl you're going to twist it up. And you're going to wind that cord like so. Okay? So then you're going to unwind it. It's important to get both directions, curling and uncurling. You want both ranges of movement. Okay? So then after you do it one direction, you turn the stick around. You do it from the other. So, and depending on how often you do these, I mean, after a while you'll get stronger at them. You might want a little more weight, but you're better off adding more repetitions than adding weight. So that's what I say. Okay, I'm going to do one more up close so you guys can see what's going on here. Okay, curl this rope. See that? Alright. And this is a very cheap project to build. So, assuming that you have some of this stuff already, you should at least have a pair of scissors. If you don't have a power drill, I'm sure you can find someone to borrow one from. Or if you're not very inclined at using tools, you could probably find a friend who can drill this shit for you. So, you want to start out about, do 5 sets of these at the most. Because you're going to feel it burn after a while. You'll feel it in your wrists, you'll feel it in your shoulders just from holding it up. This is a really good exercise for a lot of different stuff, but mostly for targeting your tendons in your hand and your wrist, and it's great for the carpal tunnel repetitive injury. So you guys, all right, peace out, take care, hope you benefited from this.